Hello, critical thinkers. This video is going to be a tough video to watch and listen to. Many of you who have been incarcerated tell me that they can't watch some of my videos because it's triggering and it brings you back to your own incarceration, dealing with your own abuse that you've suffered. So, out of transparency, out of honesty, this is not the video you'll want to watch and listen to. So feel free to click away. No harm, no foul. This video is about Christopher Quiles. For those of you who don't know, last week, Messiah Nantwi, a 22-year-old incarcerated individual, was beaten and savagely murdered at Mid-State Correctional Facility by the CERT team. One thing that hasn't really been in the media a lot, at least not yet, is Christopher Quiles. Christopher Quiles was savagely beaten the day before Messiah Nantwi was murdered. Christopher Quiles was serving time for drug charges. He is an aspiring mixed martial artist who has competed. In his audio call to his aunt, you'll hear him detail the beating that he suffered by the hands of the CERT team. This is not just a beating that occurred. This was a blatant, targeted attack, and it was torture. One thing that's alarming is that Christopher Quiles was tortured and beaten in front of the National Guard. With that being said, here is the audio of a call that Christopher Quiles made to his aunt. Again, this video might trigger you. You may want to turn away. It took me several days to listen to the audio because the moment I heard some of it, honestly, I clicked away from the audio. But before I brought this audio to you, I had to ensure I listened to all of it. So I'm going to challenge everyone, listen to the audio, listen to what Christopher Quiles is alleging, listen to the injuries that he suffered by the hands of the CERT team. With that being said, here's the audio.
Incarcerated individuals' use of Department of Corrections and Community Supervision. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. An incarcerated individual's use of institutional telephones constitutes consent, and your calls may be provided to law enforcement agencies. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charges. Preventing suicide is important. If you have concerns during this call, please contact the individual's facility to communicate with them. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, Chris, tell me what happened.
So yesterday morning around about, I'd say 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock yesterday morning, I went to go get the food trays, and my unit officer at the time was Officer Reyes. I noticed he wasn't wearing any camera, and he was standing by the door. I went to get the food trays, and he told me, no, you're not fucking going anywhere, you're staying in the unit. I told him, I said, hey, what's going on? Why are you talking to me like this? I asked him, why did you talk like that? He was like, because I said you're not fucking going anywhere. So we ended up having a couple words, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not fucking with this. I ended up walking away. He started coming towards me. And was like, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And he took off his jacket, and the other officer from 4C, I believe it is, was coming into our dorm as well. And he was like, yo, give me your walkie-talkie, I got you. Tell him to come on to the hallway. At that time, we had a couple other guys come out, and, he was saying, go get your starting 5, I'll get my 5, and we're going to go in the hallway. Me and you can fight one-on-one just to make sure you don't get jumped. I've seen the CERT team out front in front of the van waiting, so I kind of figured this was a lineup, this was a setup. So I didn't go out there. I just said, nah, fuck it. As he kept trying to get me to go out there, he finally gave up. He went and called the CERT team. But when But he told me that he accidentally pulled his pin when he went back out to the hallway. That's why they came. Pretty much. So I ended up calling you. I ended up calling you, telling you about the situation, putting you on, and you're telling me to go ask to speak to that Mark. So I seen the white shirt sergeant that I know I had a good report with, that I had no problem with. I seen him come in, but before he came in, the sergeant came in, and they took his
You're cutting off. Okay.
You hear me?
Yeah.
I seen the CERT team come in, and they went into the bubble and spoke to Reyes. And I didn't know what they were talking about because the door was closed, but they were all, they kept looking at me and then talking away, and they ended up leaving. So the white shirt sergeant came in, and I spoke with him. I asked to speak to him, and as soon as I started speaking with him, he's like, just lay low. I was like, what do you mean lay low? He's like, just lay low. He's like, if you're feeling paranoid right now, just hold lay low. I was like, well, I didn't even get to tell you anything. I'm telling you that I still haven't been seen by medical, and for the last couple of days, the CERT team has been threatening me, and they came in last time when we had our officer unit failing, when he was in here, they came bum rushing, and they kept, and they was trying to strip the whole dorm, and they were trying to fight. I was like, they've been going crazy. And none of them are wearing cameras. He's like, listen, he's like, you never caused me any type of problem. He's like, you're good. Go lay low. So I was like, okay, I started walking away from him. As I was walking away, the sergeant officer opened the door and said, Quiles, come here. So I followed the order. I went out there, and he's like, go high and tight. He's like, what the fuck is the problem now? He's like, I told him, I said, I still haven't been seen by the doctor. I said, every time the CERT team comes in here, they're always talking shit or coming to say they're going to hurt me. He said, listen. He said, the only reason why I was in there is because we were making rounds. But when I asked Reyes said the only reason why you guys were in there was because he accidentally pulled the pin. So right then and there, I knew it was a setup.
Right.
And I told him about the medical issue I was having. He said, you know what? He's like, go get it stated down. I'm going to personally bring you to medical so the doctor can see you himself. So I said, okay. I got stated down, I got dressed, and then I started walking to the mess hall. As I was walking to the mess hall, I heard him say over the radio, we got one from 4D, then send them to the S. So I didn't put two and two together until I got to the mess hall. And the S meant for shoe, obviously. So I got to the mess hall where I seen the nurse. The nurse said, all right, I need a shot for him. And she looked up and was like, wait a minute, you're not my guy for a shot. She's like, who are you? I said, the sergeant told me to come here. I turned around and the sergeant was gone. I was like, well, he was behind me. He told me to come here to get evaluated for the doctor because I haven't been evaluated, and I got my third degree burn still on my leg. So she's like, okay. And then I started looking around and seeing more and more CERT officers come in. None of them were wearing cameras. So I look at the National Guard. I'm like, so this isn't. So if you come here. And I can kind of see that this isn't an evaluation I'm getting. This is something else. And and I'm looking around, and finally a CERT officer comes up and says, "Yeah, you're not getting evaluated." And then I got hit with a baton. By another officer, and they're saying, "High and tight," and they hit me with the baton. I fell to the floor. I instantly went to the fetal position. And they just jumped on me, and they were beating me, and telling me to put my hands on my back before they break my fucking arms and shit like that. And I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna give them my arms if they're gonna beat my face, and I'm just gonna do it. So fuck it. So I gave them my arms. As they're cuffing me, I feel another officer grabbing my ankles twisting them together, and then until they popped. As soon as they popped, I started screaming. I felt excruciating pain. I started screaming, and they were saying, "Oh, stop downplaying. We're not hurting you that bad. Not yet. Not yet." And all of this is in front of civilians, nurses, and even the 2 National Guards. And I'm like, yo, are they really allowing this to happen right now? Like, what the fuck? So they stand me up. I'm bleeding from the top of my head. I'm bleeding. They're dragging me to the green bus, and they're slapping me, punching me on the way there. They said, when you get on this bus, you're gonna go and get on your knees all the way in the back of the bus. And you're gonna stay on your knees. You understand me? I said yes. I did that. As soon as I landed on my knees, I got hit with a baton again in the back of the head, and my head was in the ground, and I felt the officer's boot on the top of my head, and they were just beating me. And as he was like taking my head into the ground of the bus, he was just digging in. I'm just getting beat, so I started screaming, and I feel the officers grabbing my fingers, twisting them, like not even they twisted until they snapped. And I'm like, I start screaming, freaking out, and I got hit with something. All I remember is waking up, coming off the bus. I couldn't see anything. I got blood all over my eyes. They uncuffed me. As soon as I went into the shoe, they put my hands on the wall. They said, "Here, grab this and clean your face off." I cleaned my face off, and then as soon as I got done cleaning my face off, he's like, "Put your hands back on the wall." I did that. I have an officer kicking me in the back and my genitals. He kicked me in the genitals. I have 2 officers punching me in the face. I have officers just jumping on me, and they dragged me into a first room, also called as the torture chamber. It's a small cage room, and there's a chair in there, and it's where you have to strip naked. As I was doing that, they made me strip. Oh, they're collecting the tablets. They're collecting the tablets.
Real fast, that made you strip. Did they continue to beat you?
They continue to beat me with my own statement, and they asked me what was my name. I told them Christopher, and I found this, the search sergeants also said, "Hey, what's wrong?" And they said that's a Bible name, that's a pussy name, not a fighter name. And the search officer said, "What's wrong with that?" And that's how I found out. I guess that was his name. And they continued beating me and spraying until I went to my door. And then when I came to my door, they pepper sprayed me and hit me with a baton and snapped my fingers. And they pepper sprayed my 3rd-degree burn and continued the beating until they ended up leaving. And then the white shirt came in with the nurse with all 3 body cameras on, and they came, and I told them that, "Yo, you told me I was just going to medical," and the nurse came in asking me if I was suicidal. I told her I needed to see a hospital. She didn't listen to me. She overtalked me, and they all ended up leaving the cell, leaving me in here to care for myself. And I've been in here ever since with no medical attention, no nothing. This was the first time I got on the phone, and I don't think I'll be able to get another phone call after find out they're going to pick up the tablets right now, an hour early before they're supposed to pick it up. So I don't think I'm going to get a phone again, and I don't know when's the next time I'm going to call you, D. I'm being honest with you now. I don't know when's the next time I'll be able to call you. But I love you, and I gotta turn in my tablet right now, D. I love you.
I love you too.
I'm gonna talk to you later.
The caller has hung up.
What you can do to support the channel: like the video, comment in the video, share the video, and if you are not already, become a subscriber. My goal is to give you honest and direct feedback and dig deeper than what the mainstream media is telling you. Thank you. Take care. God bless. See you next time.